Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Destiny Hero deck profile for Genesys format. For those of you that don't know, Genesys format is a point-based format system that utilizes different card values and their points to build a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck with those points equaling out to a specific total number, with the number for the standard being 100 points. And also another big thing with this format is no pendulums and no link monsters. So this deck will give you the layout of what you can play for a pure Destiny Hero deck, along with the other cards in the main deck and extra deck. The big thing is obviously the point system. There are a good number of Destiny Hero cards on the list, so we had to adjust the numbers for this deck to equal out, and we got to 100 points exactly with this deck. Some of those points can be adjusted if you wanted to switch around some of the cards, but some of the vital cards for the Destiny Hero deck need to be run in the deck, which we'll go over when we get to them and their points. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck. For the Destiny Hero monsters, we're running 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. This card's actually worth no points on the list, just for the fact that, we can't run link monsters. So if you're going to use Malicious for anything, it's going to be for your fusion resources in the deck. So a definite 3 of just for the banish special summon option with this card. We can also summon out Malicious with cards like Destiny Hero Drill Dark, which if we're going to use Malicious for anything, we can also use it for the mask change target for the summon. Drill Dark just to give us more monsters on the field, and then having the piercing battle damage as well. The 2 copies of Destiny Hero Celestial for the spell destruction when it attacks, and then being able to banish this card from your graveyard if you have no cards in your hand except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, to then draw 2 cards, banish it, and another Destiny Hero monster to do so. A lot of the other ones we run are 1-ofs for the Destiny Heroes, the 1 Denier to help recycle Malicious, the 1 Discommander for the special summon power from the graveyard for draw power, Dreamer for the same setup but then more protection from battle damage from our opponent's cards, the 1 Destiny Hero Decider being able to not be attacked by level 6 or higher monsters, stopping burn damage by adding it back from the graveyard to our hand, and then the 1 Destiny Hero Dasher as another send card because we are running the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer engine in the deck, being able to send this off with Celestial to the graveyard to give us a monster special summon on top of the draw power of Celestial as well. For the Vision Hero engine, which once again we have no points for the Vision Hero monsters, 3 copies of Vision Hero Faris for the special summon power of this Vision Hero as well onto the field. And all this to set up our Vision Hero Increase, which then from Increase we can go for the summon of our Vision Hero Vion, which we're also running 3 copies of, for the setup of being able to send a hero monster to the graveyard, and then being able to banish a hero monster from your graveyard to add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, with fusion being the entire extra deck. Really want to add those fusion cards free of cost, since it's just an engine card. You don't really want to draw into polymerization, you want to add it off of cards like Vision Hero Vion. Another card on the point system is our Elemental Hero Stratos. These decks could always change depending on the point system, but currently Stratos is sitting at 3 points, so equaling out to a 9 cost for the points to be able to use in the deck. And the first visible points for the deck, which the other ones we'll get to in just a bit, with some of the other cards being the higher point numbers that we run in the deck altogether. But once again, as I said, we're equaling out to 100 points exact in the deck. So with this, we have Elemental Hero Stratos taking the first point number for 3 each. It's search power. That's all it is. His Stratos can give us search, and then being able to search it out with some of the other spells we run in the deck to begin with also. And then for the next spot, now this spot can range depending on what you want to run. I do run 1 Dark Grepher as well, just for the discarding a level 5 or higher Dark Monster, which we have plenty of in the deck. This can give us a Dark Warrior monster on the field, which it's, normally would be used for Link Engine, but in this deck we do have other fusion monsters to be able to summon out that then in turn can use Dark Grepher for the fusion play. Now, as for hand traps take up a good number of points in decks, so you really don't have much to work with for, actual hand trap monsters. There's a variety of different ones you can run. One of them, though, is a 1-of count, just because it is a 5-point count, and it's what kind of makes us right at the even number for 100 points, and that is Ghost Bell and the Haunted Mansion. You have King of the Dark Swamps, DD Crow, and Ghost Bell. DD Crow and King of the Swamps currently have no points, so you can run as many copies as you want. So if you wanted to run 3 DD Crow, you can can in the spot. King of the Swamps for more of a, polymerization search on top of Vion. Ghost Bell, once again, is a 5-point system. So if you wanted to run just the one copy, you can put in 2 copies of DD Crow for that number spot, or King of the Swamp mix and match as well for that spot. But once again, you can't go over the 5-point mark for this card right here. Other cards we run, including our Destiny Hero engine, are our 3 copies of Destiny Draw, which once again aren't any points. It's just a draw engine, so it can help to set up Malicious or other Destiny heroes in our graveyard. The 3 copies of Emergency Call, so we can grab Stratos from our deck to our hand to use as well. And then finally, some bigger points in the deck. 2 copies of Fusion Destiny. Now, we're only running 2 because these cards are 33 points each. They take up a big amount of the points in the deck. You want to be able to run them, though, for a Destiny Hero deck. They help so much with actual setup in the deck. So it's a definite 2 of count. If we ran 3, we wouldn't be able to run our main go-to boss monster, Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, which is 20 points in the deck. So with this, our total numbers with Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer equal out to the 100 with 33, 33, then the 20 equaling out the 86, the 3 Stratos for 95, and then the Ghost Bell equaling out for the 100-point exact mark. So 2 Fusion Destiny, just sending hero monsters as that resource to the graveyard once again, with our other spells that we run in the deck also being the 3 copies of a hero lives. You pay half your life points, and then you can grab Stratos, not taking up your normal summon, and then giving you another monster resource, which you can use Stratos for some of our other fusions that we run in the deck also, depending on what you want to summon out. And then the 1 of spells being the 1 Mass Change, the 2 copies of Polymerization to finish off the rest of the spell lineup. Once again, the polymerizations are good for the search off of Vion and King of the Swamps, and then Mass Change just to give us some other hero options to be able to summon out. And we don't run Darklaw just because Darklaw is an immense number of points as well, which would take away from the whole Destiny Hero play to begin with. For the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. We can only run the 1. It's 20 points, so we have to rely on just that 1 of copy. But once we make it, it can just be a floater continuously onto the field to then use for destruction against our opponent's cards as well. I have 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dominance in the deck, but honestly, I would swap one of these cards out for an additional copy of Masked Hero Anki when we get to it. So then we have another one to float into for another Mass Chain search. The 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous, along with the 1 Dustopia, the 1 Vision Hero Adoration, and the 1 Trinity, all no points in the deck. But once again, we've reached that 100-point max with all the cards I've mentioned before already. The 1 Elemental Hero Flame Wingman Infernal Rage, 1 Escuridao, the 1 Sunrise, which with this card, if you wanted to run Miracle Fusion, you can try swapping out the Mass Change for that spot, but then you would have to switch around some of the Mass Change cards as well. So if anything, try dropping down a Polymerization to 1 instead for that spot. The 1 Anki, but once again, the 2nd copy spot for this could be the 2nd Dominance I said to take out for another copy of this. And then some of the generic fusions with, once again, no points on the list, being Dragostapelia, the 1 Starving Venom, and the 1 Garura for more of the generic fusions, which can go into with our polymerization as well. Super Poly, once again, too many points to run for the list. You would have to adjust some other numbers, and it would take away with some of the power that the deck has if we had to drop any of those other numbers down to do so. And then as for some of the go-to plays, even with the lack of Link monsters, we still have some pretty good openings to rely on. They just have to be fusion plays. So with that, Vion is a big part of it. You can set up the Faris engine going into our Decider to then summon out Vion for all of a special summon, then relying on the Send and Search for our Vion as well. You'll have all the Vision heroes in the graveyard, so you'll want to set up the Malicious in the graveyard, and then from there having the Banish of our Faris or Increase in the graveyard to add the Polymerization off of this card, banishing the Malicious. Can then grab us our 2nd copy of Destiny Hero Malicious. We use the Polymerization spell using Vision Hero Vion and Malicious to then send to the graveyard for our go-to hero of choice, needing a Destiny Hero monster and a level 6 or higher, so we can't make Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer with this play, but we can go into our Destiny Hero Dangerous, needing the Dark Effect monster and the Destiny Hero monster, then being able to use cards like Dangerous to discard a card to send a Destiny Hero from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So you have the attack point gain along with additional setup you can use for monsters in the graveyard to do so also, so you can send cards off like Dasher, or if it's in your hand, you can send cards like Celestial to then have more of a draw power on the following turn. It's all about that Destiny Hero setup that you use in the deck, but the main key to remember is that you have to rely on a fusion engine since we have no link monsters to be able to go into. The fusion destiny play helps still since we can just use this card still to send our resources to the graveyard, being our Dasher and then our Celestial. You can even send the Malicious, but that can just give you the Destroyer Phoenix play and then having a draw and special summon for another monster that we draw into using both of these cards. Plasma was way too many points on the list, so that's why we aren't running the Destiny End Dragoon or any of the Plasma engine in the deck. We had to rely on all the other Destiny heroes to keep it more of a Destiny hero themed deck. But as always, until next time, I hope you all enjoyed the first Genesys deck profile for the channel. If there are any other ones you would like to see, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.